I'm talking to that group of people today that have spent so much time together, maybe even grown up together, or maybe it's a group of people who had a certain few years together. And I'm not talking about one or two or three people, I'm talking about a group of 5 or 10 people who kind of spent what felt like eons in each other's company. And in this tarot reading, I'm picking up on the fact that they fought a lot with each other. There was a lot of inner conflict that was taking place in each of their lives individually. So, if you are one of those people who is in that group, you may be feeling that I'm at constant war with myself and no one understands me. And there might be times where you're like, I don't even want to be in their company anymore. I'm not feeling good about myself here. And you may have blamed a lot of the feelings you carried out with you when you were done with meeting these people and being a part of this group. Sometimes when you feel nostalgic, you kind of reach back and you think that we did have a lot of wonderful times together. With the Ten of Pentacles, I'm shown that you were a kid when you met, and the same group has evolved to a point where your children are now hanging out. But because of this inner conflict, you weren't able to see the kind of impact these people had on you. With the Three of Pentacles, I'm shown that they created a lot of support for yourself as far as physiological needs were concerned. One of you may have been living at someone's house for some time, or may have grown up somewhere in someone's space, like a lot of visits with family. Um, and with the Eight of Pentacles, I'm sure you may have been barbecuing together. And a flamingo seems to be important. Whether there was a flamingo floaty in the middle of the summer, definitely summer. There are a lot of summers spent together, or maybe this was a country where there was a hot climate and there was a lot of swimsuits and playing and juggling different things. What I'm shown is that with the star card, no matter what was happening in this group and its dynamics, there were a lot of people who connect with each other on a soul level that were brought together. Yes, they were all fighting their own inner demons. Yes, a lot of you felt like, oh, I just don't want to be a part of this anymore. You don't get me. But a lot of the times, these are the people who made you feel like a star, who motivated you to bring out the best of yourself, and who took you away from the noise of society and tuned you into music. So they kind of took you away from the traditional path. So this may be a group that you partied with. It's definitely not a group where you were being asked to follow a certain religion or religious practices. It's definitely something that kind of opposed that, almost to a point of making you feel unsettled that maybe this is wrong, maybe these people are wrong for me. But what was actually happening was that you were all coming from the same background and you were all coming from a similar um, upbringing. And each and every one of you harbored some kind of discontent towards their own families at the time. And when you all came together, you created a family unit with each other, a space for each of you to be the bad version of yourself, to be the wild version of yourself, to be the liberated version of yourself who could do anything and everything. Somewhere down the line, you kind of realized that this is it, we can't hang out anymore because this is bringing out a lot more of my shadows than I can handle. And this group kind of drifted apart. These fights were not with each other, they were inner conflicts that made you move from maybe one country to another, one situation to another, one friends group to another. Maybe some of you felt like I'm too evolved for these people now. And that's why you were introduced to your next chapter with the Six of Swords. But what I'm seeing here is this massive transition into, if you're feminine, into your Queen of Pentacles energy, where you learn how to master the world. And if you're masculine, your King of Cups energy, where you mastered your emotions and how you felt inside. What I find very interesting is that when Divine Feminine is usually the Cups card, where there is emotional fulfillment. So the Divine Feminine is the Cups energy. The divine masculine is the pentacles energy, meaning the feminine has the cups energy of emotional fulfillment and emotional overflow, and that's how she nourishes an entire community and herself first. And the divine masculine is the pentacles energy because it grounds everything into this reality and it teaches you how to connect with the earth and material wealth. So the provision comes from the pentacles, and the emotional fulfillment comes from the cups. So when I see the feminine, the queen of pentacles, and I see the king of cups, I see that this group actually, when it broke apart and it went into these different directions, the men learned to connect with their own intuition, with their self fulfillment, and they softened the feminine energy within. and they gave themselves enough grace to rise above everything. And I understand that the women learned how to provide for themselves and learned how to ground themselves and be confident and connect with themselves in this world. So it's very interesting that the Queen of Pentacles and the King of Cups are coming together now, because now that each of them has stabilized, the feminine has stabilized the masculine within, and the masculine has stabilized the feminine within, they can now rise into their power and they can go into their divine essence, which is divine union within, and then they can come together. And when these energies are coming together in complete balance, because of this balance, what's happening is that you're going into Ace of Cups energy, where everything is just perfect. It's exactly how you wanted life to be, and you're going to be able to feel that within, because you're this group of people launched you into that version of yourself that's able to enjoy and completely feel fulfilled with every part of life that they're getting to taste. I'm being shown camera. Seize the moment, it won't last forever. So for everyone who blamed that group of people for everything that went wrong in their life, or oh, I'm with the wrong people and this is why my life has turned out this way, I think what you need to realize is that there's light and dark in each and every one of us. Soul families come together to accelerate growth in one another. And in this acceleration, you need to remember that you need to seize the moment with whoever you're with, because your inner conflict will journey throughout life till you feel inner peace. You need to be grateful and thankful for the moments that you've shared with these people, because they have granted you wish fulfillment. They have granted you that wholeness in your soul of belonging somewhere. Thank you.